Now we'll look at the different methods of project evaluation. This is just an introduction, or you can say a glimpse into what techniques we're going to study with the different project evaluations. And then we're going to go and study each and every method in depth along with a good example for it. So there are 6 different methods of project evaluation which we're going to study. The first is the net present value method. Over here, you try to determine what is the net present value expected to come out of if the project is undertaken. Okay. The next is internal rate of return, IRR. This is more of a trial and error mathematical method where you happen to determine the break-even point in terms of percentage of return. Whereas you try to determine that percentage of return where you have a break-even point, that is all your investment and your inflows equal up to zero, no profit or no loss situation. Next is a payback period method. In this method, we're trying to define how quickly can the project recover the entire cost invested in that. Next is a discounted cash flow analysis. This method is said to be an extension of the payback period method, but over here you try to discount the cash flow based on the future value of the cash flow and then determine what is the earliest point of time when you can have the actual recovery in terms of the present value of cash. Now, need not be concerned if you're not aware of the present value figures and future value computations. In the next session, first we're going to study the present value concept and then we're going to go in depth with all of these methods. The fifth method is the opportunity cost analysis. Now, this is not exactly a project evaluation method, but it's a good concept for you to be aware of how do you define the incremental cost, the opportunity lost when you take up the other project, and what is the incremental gain by taking up the opportunity or the existing project which you are carrying right now. And the last is earned value analysis. Now, the sixth method, earned value analysis, is not a method which you take into hand for deciding which project to take on. This method is applied once the project has started, once you have decided which project to pursue and you have started working on that project. Okay. Now, if you're going to start with the sixth method, obviously, I believe you will have a question in mind, which project evaluation method is to be selected. Now, understand this thing that every project evaluation technique serves a different purpose, and therefore it is important to select the project evaluation method, or you can say the method for the evaluation according to the needs of the organization, according to the intention for taking up that particular project. Let's say if the company wants to recover the money on a earliest basis, that is a priority for the project to be selected, right? That's a criteria. In that case, you select the payback period method. However, if profit is the priority, profit percentage earned is the priority, then you go for the internal rate of return method. Okay. If positive cash flow at the end of the project completion is important, then you go for the net present value method. So you can understand that every project evaluation method has a different intention, a different purpose to be served, and you need to identify what is the intention of taking up the project, and then you have a proper judgment as to the method which you're selecting is a correct method or not. Okay. With this thing in mind, we'll go to the next session and start studying each and every method in detail.